Colbert's brutal takedown leaves Duchess in tears. Meghan Markle, once the darling of royal watchers, and now a polarizing figure in Hollywood, faced a night of public humiliation that insiders are calling a career-crushing disaster. On the set of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, the Duchess of Sussex, expecting a cozy chat to promote her new Lemonada podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, was instead blindsided by a relentless barrage of pointed jabs and biting satire from the late-night host. Sources close to the production reveal that Meghan was left seething with rage and visibly shaken after Colbert tore into her carefully curated public image, exposing cracks in her narrative with a savage wit that had the audience roaring and Meghan reeling. The episode, aired on May 19, 2025, has already sparked a firestorm of controversy, with social media ablaze and royal commentators labeling it a masterclass in takedowns. What was meant to be a triumphant return to the spotlight for the former Suits star turned into a nightmarish spectacle, with Meghan reportedly storming off the set in tears, vowing never to return. The fallout has left her team scrambling to control the damage, while critics and fans alike dissect every moment of the brutal exchange. According to insiders, Meghan had arrived at the Ed Sullivan Theatre in New York City with high hopes, dressed in a sleek, custom-designed navy gown that screamed confidence and poise. She was prepared to discuss her podcast mission to empower women entrepreneurs, a project she's touted as her passion since stepping back from royal duties. But Colbert, known for his razor-sharp political commentary and knack for disarming guests, had other plans. From the moment Meghan sat down, the atmosphere was charged with tension. The host wasted no time, launching into a monologue that skewered her recent ventures, from the podcast's lackluster chart performance to the ongoing backlash over her and Prince Harry's media empire. Meghan thought she was walking into a friendly interview. A source close to her team spilled exclusively to us. She had no idea Stephen was going to come for her like that. It was like watching a lion toy with its prey. The audience, initially unsure how to react, soon erupted into laughter as Colbert's quips grew bolder, each one landing like a precision strike. By the time the segment ended, Meghan's trademark megawatt smile had vanished, replaced by a strained expression that betrayed her inner turmoil. Witnesses claim she barely spoke during commercial breaks, staring blankly ahead as her team whispered, frantically in the wings. The incident has reignited debates about Meghan's place in the public eye, with some accusing her of being unable to handle criticism and others arguing she was unfairly ambushed. Social media platforms like X are flooded with clips of the interview, with hashtags like Nonna Meghan Meltdown and Honest Colbert crushes trending worldwide. She walked in thinking she'd charm everyone, but Stephen wasn't buying it. One ex-user posted, garnering thousands of likes. He called out her privilege and her flops, and she had no comeback. The episode has also drawn comparisons to past late-night disasters, with some likening it to Tom Cruise's infamous Oprah couch-jumping moment, or Kanye West's unhinged rants. But what exactly did Colbert say to provoke such a reaction? And why has this moment struck such a nerve? As the dust settles, it's clear that this wasn't just a bad interview. It was a seismic event that could redefine Meghan's public persona for years to come. Insiders say the Duchess is now in crisis mode, with her team working overtime to spin the narrative and salvage her reputation. But the damage may already be done, with commentators speculating that this could mark the beginning of the end for Meghan's Hollywood dreams. The stakes couldn't be higher as she faces mounting scrutiny and a public that seems increasingly divided over her every move. The ambush begins. Colbert's opening, salvo Meghan Markle's appearance on The Late Show, was billed as a chance to showcase her latest venture, but it quickly became clear that Stephen Colbert had no intention of letting her off easy. The host, known for his biting humor and willingness to tackle controversial figures, opened the segment with a monologue that set the tone for the night. "Folks, tonight we've got Meghan Markle, who's here to talk about her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder," he began, his voice dripping with mock enthusiasm. Because nothing says relatable like a duchess telling you how to hustle. The audience erupted into laughter, but Meghan's smile faltered, her eyes narrowing as she sensed the shift in tone. Colbert didn't stop there, diving into a series of jabs that targeted her podcast's dismal performance. "I mean, it's a bold move to launch a podcast in 2025 when everyone and their dog has one," he quipped. "Heck, my dog has a podcast, and it's charting higher than yours, Meghan." The crowd roared, but behind the scenes, Meghan's team was in panic mode. Sources say her publicist was seen frantically texting during the monologue, trying to gauge how to pivot. Colbert's research team had clearly done their homework, pulling up data from recent reports that showed Confessions of a Female Founder had failed to crack the Spotify Top 100 or Apple's Top 200 charts, a fact he wielded like a sledgehammer. "Meghan, I gotta ask," he said, leaning in with a grin. "Did you think Duchess was enough to make people listen? Because the charts are saying, maybe not." The audience gasped, some cheering, others shifting uncomfortably, as Meghan's face flushed. Insiders reveal she had been prepped for softball questions about her philanthropy and her journey as a working mother, not a public dissection of her failures. She was blindsided, a source close to her camp told us. Her team had vetted the questions, or so they thought. Stephen went completely off script. The host's relentless pace didn't let up, as he pivoted to her and Harry's broader media empire, questioning the couple's decision to produce content that critics have called self-indulgent and out of touch. He even referenced a recent Daily Mail article that dubbed her podcast a chart flop, holding up a printout of the headline for the cameras. "Ouch, Meghan, that's gotta sting," he said, feigning sympathy. "I mean, you're out here, trying to inspire women, but the only thing flopping harder than your podcast is my attempt to grow a beard." The audience howled, but Meghan's laugh was hollow, her hands clenched tightly in her lap. Those close to her say she felt betrayed, believing the interview was meant to be a platform to rebuild her image, not tear it down. She thought Stephen was an ally, a friend confided. He's liberal, he's anti-Trump. She assumed he'd be on her side. Big mistake. The segment took an even darker turn when Colbert brought up her royal past, questioning why she and Harry continued to lean on their titles, while distancing themselves from the monarchy. "You're out here calling yourself a duchess, but you're also saying you're done with the royals," he said, his tone sharp. "So which is it? Are you in or out? Because the Crown's not a Netflix subscription. You can't just cancel it when it suits you." The audience's reaction was mixed, with some applauding the bold question and others murmuring in discomfort. Meghan, visibly rattled, tried to deflect with a rehearsed line about service and impact, but Colbert cut her off, saying, "Service is great, but let's talk about those private jets you love. How's that carbon footprint treating you?" The jab landed hard, and for the first time, Meghan's composure cracked, her eyes glistening under the studio lights. Insiders say she was on the verge of tears, whispering to her team during a commercial break that she wanted to leave. She felt like she was being ganged up on, a source revealed. It wasn't just Stephen. The audience was eating it up, and she could feel it. The segment, which ran for a grueling 12 minutes, felt like an eternity to Meghan, who later told friends she felt humiliated on a global stage. The fallout was immediate, with clips of the exchange going viral on X and sparking heated debates about whether Colbert had gone too far or if Meghan had simply been unprepared for real scrutiny. She's used to controlling the narrative, a Hollywood insider told us. But Stephen's not Oprah. He's not here to coddle anyone. The fallout, Meghan's team in crisis. As the credits rolled on The Late Show, Meghan Markle's world was already spinning out of control. Sources say she stormed out of the studio the moment the cameras stopped, refusing to speak to producers or even acknowledge Colbert's half-hearted attempt at a post-show handshake. She was furious, a crew member revealed. She kept saying, "How dare he?" over and over, like she couldn't believe someone had the audacity to challenge her. Her team, caught off guard by the host's aggressive approach, scrambled to regroup, holding an emergency meeting in a nearby hotel suite to strategize damage control. It was chaos, an insider said. Her publicist was screaming into the phone, trying to get ahead of the story before it hit the tabloids. By morning, the internet was ablaze with memes, hot takes, and think pieces dissecting every moment of the interview. Next, users posted side-by-side images of Meghan's strained smile and Colbert's smirking face, with captions like, "When you think you're untouchable, but Stephen Colbert has other plans." The hashtag #JustMeghanMeltdown trended for hours, racking up millions of impressions as fans and critics piled on. Some praised Colbert for holding her accountable, while others accused him of bullying a woman who was simply trying to share her story. "It was a cheap shot," one ex-user wrote. "Meghan's trying to do good, and